teaching on wrong and right, kind of doing good. Yeshua's warning against doing good to be seen by others. In Matthew chapter 6, verse 1, we read, "Take heed that you do not do your charitable deeds before men, to be seen by them. Otherwise, you have no reward from your Father in heaven." Charitable deeds are actually the word righteousness. Yeshua tells us to not do righteous things for the sake of display or image. Yeshua has just clearly shown God's righteous standard. Perhaps he anticipated the thought, wouldn't everybody be impressed if I was like that? So here Yeshua addressed the danger of cultivating an image of righteousness. It is almost impossible to do spiritual things in front of others without thinking what their opinion is of us as we do those things and how they are thinking better or worse of us as we do what we do. This does not contradict his previous command to let your light so shine before men. This can be referred in Matthew chapter 5, verse 16. Although Christians are to be seen doing good works, they must not do good works simply to be seen. The idea is, when we do righteous deeds for the attention and applause of men, their attention and applause is our reward. It is much better to receive a reward from your Father in heaven. There are some who say that all that is important is the doing of the deed. How I do it is much less important than the doing of it. However, God cares about how we do our good works and with what motive we do them. Yeshua thus begins to deal with three spiritual disciplines: giving, prayer, and fasting. These three were and are the most prominent practical requirements for personal piety in mainstream Christianity. By being a benevolent soul, we can help the entire mankind to live in peace and harmony by donating good wishes and pure feelings through the positive thoughts created by our mind. The energy of the positive thoughts is such a powerful tool to transform the negative thoughts of human mind and even can conquer the atmosphere. It teaches us to be a non-self-centered persons by helping the rest without expecting for any rewards, fame, or popularity, but it all happens in an incognito way. Every human soul on earth has the power to solve every problem with the help of divine powers, which we get with the intervention of divine authority. There is no way out of saving yourself or the world without the intervention of divine authority and his guidance. Examples of the wrong kind of giving and the right kind of giving. In Matthew chapter 6, verses 2 to 4, we read, "Therefore, when you do a charitable deed, do not sound a trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory from men. Assuredly, I say to you, they have their reward. But when you do a charitable deed, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, that your charitable deed may be in secret, and your Father, who sees in secret, will himself reward you openly." When Yeshua was on this world in flesh, it was a custom to draw attention to their giving so they would be known as generous. Today, people do not sound a trumpet to project the image of generosity, but they still know how to call attention to their giving. There aren't good examples in ancient literature of people actually announcing their giving with the sound of a trumpet. It may be what Yeshua had in mind was the gifts given during feast times, which were signaled by the blast of a trumpet. These occasions afforded golden opportunities for ostentation. Yet the idea of doing a charitable deed, giving alms and charity, was deeply established in the Jewish mind. To give alms and to be righteous were one and the same thing. To give alms was to gain merit in the sight of God, and was even to win atonement and forgiveness for past sins. Such performers are rightly called hypocrites, because they are actors, acting the part of pious, holy people when they are not. It is not having a standard that makes someone a hypocrite. It is falsely claiming to live by that standard when you in fact do not, or when you have a double standard that makes one a hypocrite. Yeshua tells the one who gives so he can hear the applause of others that he should enjoy the applause, because that will be all the reward that he will receive. There will be no reward in heaven for the one who did it for the motive of an earthly reward. It would be better to translate it. They have received payment in full. Instead, our giving is to be, if it were possible, even hidden from ourselves. Though we cannot really be ignorant about our own giving, we can deny ourselves any indulgent self-congratulation. Keep the thing so secret that even you yourself are hardly aware that you are doing anything at all. Praiseworthy. Let God be present, and you will have enough of an audience. If someone finds out that we have given something, do we automatically lose our reward? The issue is really a matter of motive. If we give for our own glory, it doesn't matter if no one finds out, and we will still have no reward from God. But if we give for God's glory, it doesn't matter who finds out, because your reward will remain because you gave for the right motive. Yeshua pointed out the great value of doing good deeds for the glory of God. It is much better to receive our return from God, who rewards much more generously and much more openly than men do. We should ever remember that the eye of the Lord is upon us, and that he sees not only the act, but also every motive that led to it. We should not miss the strength of the promise. These things done the right way will certainly be rewarded. We can be sure of that, even when it doesn't feel like it.